Unraveling the origins of Palestine.
Ever wondered where the name Palestine came from? Let's dive into the fascinating history behind the name. Back in later ancient times, around 135 CE, the Romans, led by Emperor Hadrian, sought to suppress the Jewish identity, following the Bar Kokhba revolt. In an act of symbolic defiance, Hadrian chose to rename the region Syria-Palestina. This term, Palestina, was deliberately derived from the ancient foes of the Jews, the Philistines, as part of a broader strategy to disconnect the Jewish people from their historical roots and symbols. The renaming was a strategic move in reshaping the cultural and geographic landscape after a period of conflict and rebellion. But here's the twist. The Philistines themselves were long gone by then, having vanished from history. The name Philistine actually comes from the Hebrew word palish, meaning to invade. Fast forward to today, where people often identify as Palestinians, falsely identifying themselves after a people that don't even exist. The real Philistines were not even Arabs. They were not your contemporary so-called Palestinians. In fact, the Philistines were a seafaring people of Aegean origin, completely distinct from the Arab identity. Archaeological evidence reveals the true Philistines as a distinct culture, not connected to the modern Arab population. And on the contrary, there is overwhelming archaeological evidence of continuous Jewish presence in the land of Israel. The archaeological records stand as a testament to the enduring connection between the Jewish people and the land, reflecting a profound historical narrative that predates and transcends later geopolitical shifts. The truth is, your attention span is likely unable to keep up with the piles of indisputable evidence that affirms the long Jewish connection to the land of Israel. But this is besides the point. The point is, the claim of a Palestinian people is a recent development, and there's no history of such a people. There are, however, native Arab tribes, along with a continuous Jewish remnant, and other indigenous groups. Historical and genealogical evidence indicates that Palestinians today predominantly trace their ancestry to three main groups: Muslim invaders, Arab immigrants, and local converts to Islam. During Muslim rule, many who already resided there were also forced to convert to Islam. The 7th century Muslim conquest of Byzantine Palestine exemplifies a form of settler colonialism, a pattern that persisted with subsequent immigration, notably in the 19th and 20th centuries under the Ottoman and British empires. The application of the concept to Jews and Zionism by the newfound Arab population of the land is both ironic and unproductive, and morphed its way into a new form of anti-Semitism. It's a real eye-opener to see all the brainwashed, misinformed Nazi Jew haters around the world today, creeping from the shadows and exploiting this Israel-Palestine conflict to propagate for hatred, harm, and ultimately genocide against the Jewish people. It needs to stop. It's totally unjust and just plain evil. Leading up to 1948, the land's population was diverse, encompassing Arab tribes, a significant Jewish presence, Christian communities, and other minorities. The demographic composition reflected the region's rich historical, religious, and cultural diversity. But it's important to note that long before Islam, and before Christianity, and before all the other empires that dominated the planet, the Jewish people thrived in this land, and without it, their identity is flawed and incomplete. Those Arabs, Jews, and Christians living in the land prior to the conflict did not identify themselves as Palestinian. And Palestine is not a country, and has never historically been an independent sovereign state with its own government or president. There is much more to say about this. It's too complex to simplify into a short video, but I can assure you, the vast majority of these Palestine supporters don't even know what the word means. Neither do half of those claiming to be as such. And those who advocate for the genocide of Jews by declaring from the river to the sea often lack an understanding of which river or sea they are referring to. It's truly perplexing, but their ignorance and stupidity reveals their true intentions. If you found this tidbit of history intriguing, give it a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Shalom.